It wasn't that I couldn't swim, I just didn't like how bad I was at it. And a lot of you are like this with savings. You tried a few things, it felt uncomfortable, didn't get it right, and now you avoid it completely. You tell yourself, I'm not good with money, and you go back to the shallow end. But a couple years ago, I finally decided to confront my fear of the water, and in the process, I learned something more powerful about saving. And it's the fact that growth starts where comfort ends. Hey, what's going on? This is Maoli Vodi with Financially Present. I'm a former stockbroker and now a financial educator. And in this video, I want to break down how learning to swim gave me deep insight into why so many people struggle with saving money. The fear, the discomfort, the bad habits, it's all the same. And just like swimming, once you stay in the environment long enough, things start to click. The problem isn't that people don't want to save. And I know saving isn't a really fun activity, but it's that saving feels unfamiliar or awkward and slow. In fact, the slow part is probably what kills people the most. We stick to what feels safe, like the shallow end of a pool, and we tell ourselves that we're fine where we are, but real change comes when you stop working around your fears and start confronting them with structure and consistency. So here's the issue. I could kind of swim, doggy paddle here and there, float on my back for a little bit, do a sloppy breaststroke, but no freestyle, no real backstroke, couldn't tread water. My skill level as an adult wasn't good enough. I was surviving, not swimming. And that's how most people save. It's inconsistent, it's awkward, and it's exhausting. And it's what I would call very self-limiting. For the most part, I avoided deep water consistently. I only jumped in when I knew I could touch the bottom or reach the edge. I would get into the pool and I'd always feel like the water was squeezing the air out of me. And somehow I convinced myself it was just hard with my body type for me to float. So I've jumped off a diving board a few times, but I knew exactly where the edge of the pool was, and so I would always swim to safety. I'd do the fun stuff like the slides, the lazy river, but never built the strength or confidence to actually swim well. It's similar with saving because we do just enough to feel okay, but we never challenge ourselves to build real cushion to take ourselves to the next level. Now, a little background. When I was 2, I fell into the pool and nearly drowned. My mom saved me, and her fear all of a sudden became mine. We would go to a splash park and I would stick to what I knew. The slides, the shallow areas, the lily pads. I remember anytime me and my siblings talked about wanting to go to the pool, she would say, "Don't you know you almost drowned?" We didn't talk about the joy or the freedom that comes with being a confident swimmer. Just like we don't always talk about the peace of mind that comes with having money set aside. We focus on the danger, not the opportunity. There was one time where she signed us up for swimming lessons and I took one lesson and decided I didn't like it. They let my little sister went instead. So she took my place. And looking back, I think it was that transfer of fear that made me just want to avoid it altogether. Now, fast forward to just a few years ago, I'm an adult, I'm married, I have 2 kids, and at the time they were 4 and 6 years old. And my wife is an expert swimmer. She even tried to help for a little while and it didn't work. But watching my kids take swimming lessons woke something up in me. I started to realize that if I didn't deal with this now, I'd always be behind. I realized that if we all went to the pool or the beach, at some point I wouldn't be able to hang with them. And I didn't like it. That discomfort became my motivation. Just like the moment you realize that not having enough savings means you're one emergency away from a disaster. It's like all of a sudden, it's not fear, it's clarity. It's just like saving because sometimes you don't make a change until you feel it, until the gap between where you are and where you want to be becomes too obvious to ignore. For some people, it might be watching a friend pay cash for a vacation or hearing a coworker who isn't worried about the ups and downs of investing because they have something in place for downtimes. For some people, it's seeing their child grow and realize that college is right around the corner. That's the burning discontent, and it's what drives real saving behavior. So what did I do? I signed up for swim lessons. So for 8 weeks, 1 hour every Sunday, and it was brutal. I was struggling, burning 1,000 calories in an hour, because my watch would tell me. My heart rate was very high and my body was very sore. And it's because I realized I was doing things completely wrong in the past. Just like when you try to save and you don't have a plan, you burn out fast. You try saving random amounts, you stop, you start, and you feel like you're making no progress. The environment has a lot to do with it, because I used to say that being in the pool felt like the water is squeezing the air out of me. But it wasn't the water, it was the fact that I never spent enough time in it to learn how to relax. I was the problem the whole time. And it was like me and the pool were acquaintances. We weren't cool, we weren't tight at all. I just needed to be cool with it. It's the same with saving and investing. Similar to saving, if you're never around people who talk about money or have systems that make saving easier, it's gonna feel foreign. But when you immerse yourself on a regular basis, when you automate your savings, track your habits, join a community, you'll see the anxiety reduce and it gets easier and easier to breathe. After the first 8 weeks, things actually started to click. It started to click so much to the point that I didn't want to stop. So I signed up again for another 8 weeks and everything got better. My freestyle, my backstroke, breaststroke, it wasn't perfect, but I was finally comfortable in the water, much more than I had ever been in over 30 years. So when it comes to saving, you're not going to be perfect overnight, but the more time you spend in the right habits and the right mindset, the more progress you're going to make. You'll be surprised before you even know it. It's not going to feel difficult at all. Whether it's swimming or saving or anything else, the formula is the same. Be honest about where you are. You truly have to be vulnerable with this, because if you're not, it's tough to find the right help or pick the right strategies to improve your situation. It's not enough to say, I'm bad with saving or I'm not good with money. You have to dig a little deeper and just be honest with yourself. The second thing you can do is let your discomfort fuel your commitment. You almost have to get a little mad about it. What's going to happen if you don't take action right now? Is it going to be something really cushy, like if you don't save right now, does it mean that you have one less vacation this year? Or does it mean you won't be able to pay for the medicine to support your family members? There are levels to this, and you need to make sure you have a good enough reason to stay committed. And then the third part of this formula, change your environment and stay there long enough to grow. You can't intimately know something if you aren't in the environment where that very thing is. I don't care if you're a scientist or an NFL player or a financial educator. If you want to do something, you have to be in the area where that thing is being done. This is why community of practice is so important. You don't change by staying safe. You grow by getting uncomfortable and staying in the water. Regardless of how deep or wide or hot or cold, stay in the water. I realized learning to swim wasn't just about technique, it was about mindset. It taught me that fear doesn't disappear. You outgrow it. You learn through repetition. And it's the same thing with saving money. The fear of not having enough, the shame of starting late, the frustration of slow progress, those things lose power when you just keep showing up. Savings is a muscle, and like swimming, you get stronger the more you move. So here's what I want you to try this week. Set up an automatic transfer, even if it's $20 per week, to a separate savings account, and you don't touch it. Build that rhythm. You could also track every dollar that comes in and out for the next 7 days. The awareness of this is going to lead to the clarity, and then clarity leads to some type of change. At the end of the day, saving isn't about how much, it's about how often. Think about the repetition versus the perfection of it. If you're tired of feeling like you're treading water financially, I created something special for you, the Saving Starter Kit, and it's going to help you track your cash flow, find some really quick wins, and build a system that actually sticks. It's completely free. Just click the link below this video and you can start saving with some structure. I share this story with you as part of my saving series, which is a playlist of videos designed to help you go from surviving to saving, and even from saving to building wealth. And if you want to stay consistent and build momentum, stay tuned for the next videos in this series. And until next time, stay present.